Hello Year 8s, this is Mrs. Gill. This video is designed to help you guys understand what you need to be doing over the next 2 weeks for your Japanese lessons with me. So this is the document that you've been emailed out earlier in the week. Some of you have chosen to type in Japanese script and to type on the computer for this activity, meaning that you'll email it back to me for feedback. However, a lot of you are doing this on paper. So if you do complete your work on the paper copy, you do need to bring it back to school. That way I can see how you're going and give you some feedback. Thank you to Ben B, who has already completed his Japanese work for the entire 2 weeks. So we're going to go through week 1 activities in this video, and then in a second video I'll go through week 2. So week 1 and 2's topic, both the same topic, school year levels. So our unit for this term is not daily routines anymore. It's looking at school life, different subjects, and basically how to read a Japanese school timetable. We'll be learning also a little bit about the schooling structure in Japan and what school life is like in the classroom for Japanese kids. This unit, I will say straight up, has a lot of different kanji that you need to learn, and it's going to probably be the hardest thing that most people that are going to get their head around is how the different kanjis are pronounced in different ways. We get into that straight into week 1 because it is the hardest topic to do. Now, in terms of your time spent on Japanese, usually if you were at school in a normal week, you would spend about 2 hours a week on Japanese. So I would suggest if you spend 3, even 4 hours over the next 2 weeks on your Japanese, you should be fine and you should be spending plenty of time to get everything done. If you are getting stuck, if it is going to be a little bit too hard for you, email me, call me at the school, and that way I can help you as much as I can, even though you are at home. So first of all, in week 1, we're going to do a review quiz from term 1, our daily routines unit. We're going to look at some questions about life in Japan and our school structure compared to theirs. And we're also going to get straight into our kanji. That is all we're doing for week 1. So if we go down to our review quiz of our daily routines, we have question 1. We're reading our times. So basically in English in the box, what do these times say? If you don't remember, grab out your dark blue laminated chart. That way you know exactly what those times are. Now for question number 2, we're looking at how to pronounce the minute symbol. We learnt last term that it can be pronounced as fun or pun, not fun or pun. So which one is fun, which one is pun? Okay, number 3, this is where you may want to get out your Japanese keyboard function and actually type in Japanese. If not, you can fill it in Romaji or by hand as well. You need to read these sentences and put in the correct verb that goes in there, depending on what the start of the sentence is. So, for example, if this first word said ocha, which is green tea, what verb would match ocha? Most likely with green tea, you're going to drink it, so you would write the word nomimasu in there, which means drink. Number 4 is a nice easy one. It is translating into English. So for each of these words, put them into English and then write the correct sentence next to them. Number 5 is a little bit of a creative task. We know that our daily routines are a little bit weird at the moment, so tell me in Japanese sentences what are 3 things that you have done today. You may not be waking up at the same time, you might have had bacon and eggs for breakfast or something different. Now, once we've finished our review quiz, which is our daily routines, you're going to want to switch over to your new vocab chart. If you've picked up a laminated copy from the school office already, it is the white chart. If you've only had the email version, it's going to be the one that's called school year levels and subjects. So this first part is quite easy. All you have to do is highlight what you think are the key facts in this paragraph about schooling in Japan. There is a question about why you don't see much litter on the streets in Japan. Once you read the paragraph, that will make sense. And also there's a space down here for you to tell me what are some things you want to learn about schools in Japan while we study this unit. And for food for thought, I've given you some pictures that match the paragraph above. So, kanji, this is what I've been talking about already. You can see that this is 8 fairly new kanji. The pink ones or the red ones you have seen before, but we don't use them that much at the moment. So you have roughly 8 kanji plus a couple of old ones. First job, really easy. Write out each kanji 10 times on a piece of paper. Can be scrap paper, can be in your book, but write them out, practice drawing them. Then we've got some comprehension questions down here to think about our kanji on a little bit more of a deeper level. So you need to read these worded problems and then answer in English. Down here, there's nothing you actually need to do with this section. This is to show you how the pronunciation of certain kanji can change depending on what word it is in. So for example, we've got sensei. This is the symbol that says sen. This is the symbol that says sei. You'll notice that sei is often linked to a student. So sei on its own is kind of means a student or a person. So a sensei is a teacher student or a teacher person. Gakusei is a school student. Nensei, nen means year, so what year level student are you? And then we've got chugakusei. Chu means middle, gaku means school, sei means student, middle school student, chugakusei. So there's a couple of different ways that you're going to see the same kanji, and it's going to mean maybe different things each time. Now, the kanji that is this one, learning or study, that's the one that's going to change the pronunciation the most. So for example, down here, it is pronounced as gak, like so gakko, but ga as in part of the schoolwork. But here in its chugaku say, it is pronounced gaku. Also in plain student, it's pronounced gaku. So if you're talking about school, this symbol means gakko, ga. If you're talking about the student version of the word, it's going to be gaku. Okay, don't think about it too much. These are all on your vocab chart as well. All right. Speaking of our vocab chart, this is another question. All you've got to do is fill in the romaji. We have lots of different combinations of our kanji, and I want you to get your head around how they are going to start sounding different. Again, we have another reading activity, and this explains the different kinds of year levels in Japan. This is another concept that's going to be a little bit difficult for some people to understand, but we'll do our best to see how we go. So, Japanese schools, they do go up to year 12 and they also have university. The key difference is, however, in Australia, we usually go prep to 6, and we call that primary school, and then high school in Australia is years 7 to 10. Well, in Japan, apart from there being no prep, primary school is still years 1 to 6. So primary school is the same in Japan apart from prep. They don't have a prep. High school, however, in Japan is divided into 2 separate schools. We have middle school, which is for your year 7 to 9 kids, which is you guys in year 8. So you're currently in middle school, not high school. And high school is specifically for kids to years 10 to 12. So Japanese schools are very specific. If we look down to our example here, we've got Sakura. She would be in primary school because she's year 1. Akiri is technically in middle school because she's in year 8. And Jun, because he's in year 12, he is in the high school part of the school. All you need to do here is put in the correct kanji for those school kids. Now, this part of our work leads on to week 2, where we look at those school levels a little bit more. If you're still confused with the school levels, leave them till week 2 and have another go then. What we need to do here is look at how to pronounce our numbers from 1 to 12. So if we were in Australia, we would still say that we are in year 8. So we need to know how to pronounce our numbers. Also, since you're not in the classroom, you can't look at the kanji wall. So this is a copy of your numbers from 1 to 12. Last thing you need to do for week 1 is some comprehension questions about how do we transfer a Japanese year level to an Australian year level or vice versa. So our example, we'll look at this one and we might do this one together. In Japan, we know that middle school is for our 7 to 9 students. And if we've read this part up here, you'll already know that students move up a year level and the numbering restarts. So what I mean by that is when you're in primary school, you have year one of primary school, year two of primary school, year three of primary school, all the way up to year six of primary school. When you get to middle school, it doesn't start at number 7, it restarts at number 1. So for example, if you're in year 7, you'd actually be middle school year 1. You guys as year 8s, technically you're in your second year of middle school, so we call you in Japan middle school year 2. So if this question says middle school is chugaku and ichinensei means year 1, if we've got chugaku ichinensei, middle school year 1, what does it mean in English? Well, it means middle school year 1. What is that equivalent to? It would be year 7. So have a go at those. If you're still stuck on the year levels, come back to video 2. We go through it in a lot more detail. Email me or call the school if you have any questions. I am here to help as much as I can. Alright guys, have a good day and I'll see you soon. Bye.